I'm a volunteer for Homeless Gear. These folks are citizens and residents of our city, and they rely on the public transportation system more than most of us. Their life doesn't stop on Sunday. You know, many of them are working on Sunday. They struggle, you know, through finding a ride or finding somebody to give them a ride. They don't have money for taxis or Ubers.
I'm here to also talk about 67.11 as well, about Sunday bus service. I think a number of folks who are here are also going to speak for those who don't necessarily have the time or the resources to be able to advocate for how much Sunday bus service means to them as well.
With the council's permission, I'm here to interpret a letter from Jose, who's also with us. My wife and I are retired, and what we earn is not enough for us to be able to rent a house. Right now, we're sleeping in where they allow us. Rentals are very expensive, and I'm ill from my back. I can't work, neither can my wife. We need programs for affordable housing. We need something we can afford and a way to live in a dignified way.
I have lived in Colorado for 20 years, raising my two sons in very precarious conditions as to housing. And as a single mother, it was very hard, to immigrate, learn the language, and then send my children to school. I will really ask for the city to support mothers like me.
So I think that for me, wearing many hats, one of them being a conservationist who cares about our city's carbon footprint, I don't think the fact that 55% of our workforce is having to commute to Fort Collins every day for school and work is contributing to that. As a teacher, I don't think that the fact that our children are experiencing housing insecurity is contributing to a higher graduation rate that's going to lead to a vital economic workforce. And as a taxpayer, I don't believe that by ignoring these basic needs that we're going to be saving money in the long run.
We had almost $1.5 million of requests from our nonprofit communities last year, and we're only able to offer $800,000 in funding for food. When you look at our neighboring communities of Loveland and Longmont, our per capita spending for meeting basic needs is much lower.
We need to look at the intersection of affordable housing and equitable transportation options. In regards to staff support for more equity and inclusion, if we want to back up our talk on heritage and honoring the Latino culture, I think we can take tangible measures to create more equity and inclusion in city staffers and local nonprofits and create a community that we can all, proudly identify with.
67.11. Funding for Sunday bus service.
Well, I'm here today to talk about transportation offers. Individuals with disabilities frequently rely on public transportation, and we would like to see that Sunday service be funded too.
I'm here to advocate for budget offer 27.4, Human Services Program grant funding, which would provide critical basic needs services. The barrier that families face regarding accessible and affordable childcare is a great current concern for our community. And if the grant funding is not considered, more families can fall through the cracks. We have a wait list for all of our programs, and which demonstrates the need is already there. With your support, we can do better, and when funding goes away, the need does not.
Hi, I'm Marilee Boylan. I'm the director of the ARC of Larimer County. We provide advocacy for individuals with developmental disabilities. I would also like to encourage you to fully fund Sunday transit service, which is offer 6711. I know that there are lots of offers that you all are looking at. This should be part of everybody's access to our beautiful city of Fort Collins. Everybody should have equal access to our community. And to not have Sunday, sorry, you can't partake in our community on Sunday.
I am here to advocate for the Family Center as an actual person who has used the daycare. I'm a single parent, and my son had been going there since he was 10 months old. He's 6 now, and over the summer, if it wasn't for the Family Center's sliding scale, he wouldn't have been able to participate in daycare activities.
And I'm here on the behalf of People First, saying that Sunday service is important to all of us.
We need to do all we can now, especially for our children and their food needs, just so that we don't have to pay more later. Thank you.
Access to transportation on Sundays is crucial for individuals with disabilities to access our community every day of the week. Without Sunday transportation, many can become isolated over the weekend and unable to travel at all or get out of the house for a full entire day of the week.
Here to ask you to please consider the Commission's request to increase Human Service Program grant funding, offer 27.4. The request is based on the Commission's experience of seeing increased need over time and no real increase to human services funding in about 4 years or more. There is a startling number of families and neighbors searching for safe and affordable places for their kids to be while they're at work. Others have the stressful choice of risking eviction or keeping a family car running. At points like these, prevention steps, including daycare or rent assistance scholarships, could mean the difference between a person being able to keep their job and pay a mortgage or that family becoming homeless.
Good evening. My name is John McKay. I represent Poudre School District. I am the director of the Department of Language, Culture, and Equity, and I'm here to show support for the PSD City of Fort Collins After School Enrichment Proposal.
I'm currently a member of the Community Development Block Grant Commission, and I'm here to talk a little bit about BFO offer 27.4 Human Services Program grant funding.
As many others have mentioned before, the budget offers 312 and 6711 deserve your time and consideration, as they are all important offers that will help those in our community to get the resources and accessibility to achieve the standard of living that Fort Collins is known for.
Hello, good evening. My name is Griselda Landa Posas. I'm a student at CSU, and I also want to highlight both the 67.11, which is with the bus service on Sunday, as well as the 27.8, which would fund a full-time position for someone that would work on equity and inclusion.
I would like to add my support to 67.11, the Sunday bus service.
I'm here to discuss with you the Sunday busing. What I'm hoping is that finally this issue has come up, that you could find in your heart to take out of this budget to put this through for the people.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Bray, 80521 on the Affordable Housing Board. An additional item the board has requested to express unanimous support for is the Sunday bus service. Affordable Housing Fund allocation decisions are considered with weight given to the sustainability of the project, specifically calling out the encouragement of the use of transit, yet Fort Collins is only offering that transit 6 out of 7 days a week, or 86% of the time. Part of Fort Collins' efforts to create an inclusive community that everyone can call home must have a foundational infrastructure that encourages public transportation for every day of the week.
Complete public transportation is a modest commitment to improving safety and opportunity for a population least likely to have private transportation or pay a disproportionate share of their income when they do.
Sunday service is more than a drive to the max and a quick trip to Old Town for a bite to eat. For us, it's walking to the bus stop and going to work or buying groceries or all the errands we didn't have time to do Saturday. And heck, we might even go to Old Town for a bite to eat. It's time for Fort Collins to live up to our slogan, the Choice City.